Namaste. Hello my beautiful friends. What if I did a fun accent at the beginning of every video? Hello my beautiful individuals, thank you for popping in for this video. I am Hippie Housewife, which all of my subscribers already know that. So this is for all of you folks that are brand new. I would like to introduce myself and let you know that I post content related to dreadlocks, hula hooping, natural remedies, DIYs, etc, etc. So if any of these topics apply to your lifestyle of interest, definitely consider sticking around. I would love to have you hit the subscription and the notification ring-a-ding bell down below, so that way you are informed every time I upload new content and all that jazz. In today's video, I'm going to be sharing with you 7 of my helpful tips that will help one's roots of their dreads dread up. Let's get started. Starting with tip number 1 is clockwise rubbing the new growth around the root system of your dreadlocks. I have a video explaining exactly how to do this in demonstration mode. I will leave that link down below for you, so that way I am not taking up oodles of time within today's content. So definitely check that video out down below and it will give you a step-by-step how-to. But basically it's a form of maintenance, and you are taking all the loose hairs on your scalp, pairing them up with the dread that they need to go in, and you are literally like, there we go. You're making this type of motion. The dread is going to be going through this V shape here. And this palm is facing the ceiling and this palm is facing down, and you're kind of just like closing your hands like a little prayer, if you will. And this one stays straight and this one like stays steady, I should say, not straight. You don't move this hand up against your head and you move the other one in this clockwise circular motion. So the loose hairs that you paired up with that dread, and now you're doing this like circular motion like so, will create this hair wrap of the loose hairs knotting and wrapping around that dreadlock. When you do that, you're obviously like condensing everything back into place. You're making the base of the root feel like more structured and sturdier, and everything's like able to knot up better instead of just like all these crazy wispies everywhere. So that is a really good remedy and tip for maintenance and for trying to help the roots of your dreads dread up. So that's tip number 1. Tip number 2 is washing. As most dreadheads know, that over time, whenever you are doing your shampooing and your washing routine, that helps your dreads to actually knot and lock up and mature quicker and more efficiently. Now, you're never really going to be able to get the roots to actually dread as well as the rest of this is, because this is longer, this is older, this is all brand new, this is new growth. You kind of catch my drift here. So keep that in mind throughout this journey, that it's not ever going to be perfectly dreaded, but there are these remedies that you can follow to help the process along. So washing in general will actually help the base of your roots and your dreads like make their shape and their form and start condensing the hairs, and then you can manipulate them by doing some of these maintenance tips. My tip number 3 is using a latch crochet hook. These are not able to be purchased in stores most of the time, depending on where you live and what part of the world. But you can get them on Amazon and eBay and probably a few other like hair and beauty salons. Purchasing online mostly. They are not very expensive whatsoever, and it is a crochet hook that has this like latch that opens and closes. I recommend doing this when you are crocheting for maintenance. You can do this towards the base of your hair. It helps to, again, pull all the new growth, wrap that around the base root structure of your dreads to make everything more sound and condensed and all that jazz. And I will also leave another link to that video showing you how to do a latch hook demonstration, crochet maintenance, down below in the description. And check out the links. Don't forget the links. I'm gonna leave a few of them down below. Number 4 is palm rolling. Palm rolling sometimes works for some people and sometimes not for others. It is a form of maintenance again, and you can do this same way you would do clockwise rubbing and the latch hook whenever you're threading all those hairs back into that dreadlock. And basically you just hardcore like pinch the dread and like as hard as you can push your hands and your palms together, and you just roll the whole way down. If you're doing this more so at the scalp, just like any other maintenance tips towards the scalp, be careful that you are not being too hard. That way you're not causing damage and breakage to the hair. You want the hair to actually knot up and lock into the dreadlock that it needs to be going into. But this is another form of helping everything knot and lock up towards the base root area. My tip number 5 is less oily products within your hair care routine. So most dreadheads usually know that you want to stick to obviously as all natural organic materials as possible when it comes to your shampooing and your conditioning and your moisturizing and things like that. But a lot of those products have essential oils. You're using base oils. That is what I use for conditioner. I do not use conditioner at all. I use essential oils and base oils. I will leave another link down below. I have a few videos on how to make your own sprays, your own oil conditioner, what kind of moisturizing tips that you could be using to maintain and take care of your dreadlocks and your hair and the condition and the state that it is in. But if it is overly oily and you're not finding a good balance, it will make it very hard. If you already have oily, naturally oily scalp or hair as well, so you have to find a good balance so you're not overly oiling your scalp area, because it's creating this like greasy and slippery effect, and the hairs are going to have a hard time knotting and locking up at the root system source. Okay, so keep that in mind. Tip number 6 is salt water spray. I do not use this within my routine, but a lot of dreadheads do, and that goes back into the previous tip of making sure you're not doing too many oily products. And it's okay to do so, but find a balance again. So if you can look up some really good like concoctions and saltwater sprays, you can make your own concoction. I love to make my own homemade stuff for sure, but the salt water is going to help keep things kind of dry and less oily. So if you have like your oil routine and your conditioning routine and your washing routine and then your salt spray routine, it is going to help keep the hairs less oily, less slippery, therefore more able to dread and knot up. And then my last tip may sound a bit odd, but it is sunlight. Sunlight is great for anything. Yes, it can be too overly drying or fry or burn things as well. So again, find a good balance, but kind of like the salt water aspect in helping things dry up. So you're doing really good like oil and conditioning and things like that and essential oils, but then you have the balance factor of the sunshine is helping to keep things dry and a little more brittle. The oils will be doing the taking care of, so you won't have breakage or damage, but most people don't mention the sunshine and the sunlight actually being able to be taken advantage of and used in a productive way for a dreadhead. So I wanted to make sure to let that one be the last wrap up of my 7 tips that I wanted to offer you guys today. I hope that you liked this content. I hope that you found it to be helpful. As always, I'm always trying to be very helpful to all of my audience and my viewers. Make sure to check out the description box down below. I will be leaving plenty of video links to a lot of these tips that I have mentioned to you, as well as a few product links to some of the things that you could maybe purchase or try different type of shampoos and things of that nature that you can incorporate in your maintenance routine for your dreadlocks. I shall see all of you again very, very soon. If you like the video, please give it a thumbs up, question and comment down below, and I hope you guys have an awesome, epic, blessed day. I'll see you again soon. Bye!